why don't we go broad right now on HR tech trends as we announced?
Yes.
Because it's at the heart of any enterprise operations. It is at the heart of any company, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the hiring process, the onboarding process, and even exit process affects all of us for the rest of our work career. Don't you find this relevant to anything and everything we do on workspace?
Imagine, like, a world without technology. Okay. It's kind of impossible. Previously, we having a conversation like this was not possible. We are right now talking live. You are in United States, I am in Israel. People around the globe listening to us, it's because of technology. And technology has impacted each and every industry we have. Also, when it comes to, like, HR, think about, like, hiring a people or person in 2000, like 20 years ago. It was like, so much different process than we have today. We have, like, schedulers that will help you schedule interviews. You have phone calls, which is so much easier. You have email. You have so much things which goes around technology, which enables you to make the smoother process, right? So definitely HR tech, and the innovation have increased in recent years. And in 2025 it will be like even incredible. Almost everything will be done through AI. And artificial intelligence will also, like, not just help you predict who to hire, will do the whole process in an automated manner, which will save like tons of time, revenue, and it will be like data driven, so there's no margin of error. So that's what I feel like. The technology is a gift that we all have. When it comes to, like, technology in HR, it has like all of the standard which you mentioned in terms of hiring process, okay, onboarding, then, like, making sure your employees are happy, they're treated well, they are given raised if they are, like, performing well. The happiness factor, or like employee engagement factor. If something is not working out between employer and employee, how does the firing process look like? By process, or whatever you can call it as, right? It is the most toughest one, because we are in a world where we buy everything online, right? And if you don't do, like, let's say if you hire someone, okay, and if you let go that person for some reason in bad faith, that person will, like, harm your or damage your reputation online, right? So there are now tools available where they can put a review about your company. And let's say a new employee comes to your company for an interview. Before signing the contract, he will review about your company, and if it's not good, your digital reputation is not good, probably he won't sign. He will choose another competitor of yours, or another company who is giving a better deal, a better work culture for that person. So yes, it's so much wide we can talk about. Is there anything specific that, Irene, you want me to emphasize on?
Absolutely. I'm reading fun articles and bunch of resources now because again, HR tech is at the heart of technology conversation. To me, Gen Z generation is taking huge part in workforce, and they are spoiled. They don't like non-digital interactions. Okay, they want self-assessment tools. They want employers to let them live their work life the way they live their social life, the way they
Yeah.
live their life outside of the work. How do you think HR tech will be able to provide that kind of level of connectedness and empathy? Mhm.
So there is one more important aspect, like, emails have been replaced by Slack today, right? People in US, or at least in the West, I know that everyone is like using communication for Slack. Now, there is work-life balance required for any organization to succeed. The company culture plays an important role. To build that company culture, there are several tools available out there to actually measure your employee engagement rate, happiness rate. Also help your employees feel that they are appreciated or timely. If they're performing well and they're achieving their KPI. So to like there are OKR tools that HR teams use for company. OKR is like more of KPI driven project management tools that company has, and like that was introduced by Google initially, and that's like kind of a success story of Google, that they use this project management tool so perfectly well. One of the brand I was associated was Huminos recently. So they are doing OKR. They are into OKR space. So like having that tool introduced. For example, Irene is like into marketing. Okay, what are her KPIs? What are her goals for next quarter? So if she is achieving her goals and KPIs on time, how do you have reward system for her? So if so our human minds are like work better with reward systems. How do you incorporate your reward system in your organization? That will make employee feel appreciated, that will end up being employee working longer than expected. So usually like employees with the company for 2 years on an average today. How you can increase that cycle, that employee stays longer with you and not just 2 or 3 years. So having technology in place, it's very important. There are some tools that I remember also is performance review, where you have like in quarterly check of the employees to make sure that they are getting all of the help from the managers they need. Right? If sometimes it's not about like goals and deadlines, but also as an employee they expect a learning curve in the organization. So whether they are like growing within their role is important for employer to know.